Hey guys, it's Morgan back with a new video. If I look like I'm looking over, it's because I'm filming on my iPhone. It's not the best quality, but it affords me the most convenience to just throw my iPhone down without having to get like a camera and download everything. Like, this is so much easier. They need to make some kind of little, so you can just do YouTube filming and it's like directly, because it's hard to do on a phone. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to get on here and do a quick video. So this is just on a whim. It's just something that's been on my heart. It's just been here for a second. And I want to talk a little bit about just some real-time solutions and some real-time, this is just going to give you like an idea of how I approach like problem solving when it comes to like health, and give it to you real time, not after the fact, but while I'm in it. And this pertains to quarantine somewhat. Now, I'm not sure, I can't a zillion % say that this is because we're in quarantine, but we are currently still in quarantine. Georgia is just starting to open up, but technically we're still in quarantine. I'm gonna tell it like it is. If you want to judge me, fine. I'm not perfect by any means, and I'm not a role model. Like, please, like, hashtag not a role model, okay? So I have been smoking for the last week. It's not cool. So some observations that I've had, a couple, is that number one, these last few weeks, the weather has been really nice. The reason I'm saying this and talking about the weather is because this behavior could be seasonal. And the reason I say that is because in Georgia, it's just now starting to get like super hot today, but for the last few weeks, it's perfect temperature. It's like perfect temperature. AC is not on, windows are open, there's no bugs, and I literally want to live my life on the deck. Hence the reason why I'm on the deck, because it's so fantastic outside. In a few days, it'll be too hot to go outside without melting into a puddle, which is why I live in the pool all summer, because I like outside. I like the vibe. I like my vitamin D. So I've been living my life to the fullest, really maximizing these few weeks of April and May where you can enjoy outside. Now, I couldn't enjoy it to the fullest because parks were closed and trails were closed. So if you're going to get in a hike, if you're going to get in a bike ride, this is the time to do it in Georgia. That was messed up because of COVID, but I still have been doing my real estate stuff out here. I still have been working from the back deck patio set and loving it. I, over the last week, was super triggered to smoke. So I caved on my birthday, and my birthday is April 16th. I had a cigar. I think I had 2 cigars by the bonfire. And I wasn't really too worried about it. I allowed myself to have it because honestly, I believe that I was not going to crave anymore at all. For several days to a week after my birthday, I started craving cigars daily, craving smoking daily. And sitting out on the deck was really exacerbating that. It was just triggering. And I'm gonna kind of give you an idea of what it feels like. And if you have ever struggled with any kind of addiction of any kind, you'll know where I'm coming from. I would just start thinking thoughts about how it was such a good idea. And there was lots of thinking around how I am completely in control of smoking. I can smoke because I can stop when I want to. It was just overwhelming, intense urges to smoke. It was intense. It was very persistent, tenacious. and it's just crazy how your brain can just drive you to do stuff, and it's such a real sensation when it's happening. But like right now, I'm just like, why did I smoke? Why did I start? Excuse my cat's tail. So I did. Billy Dean. So I smoked, and I've been smoking for about a week. The whole time I was smoking, I was thinking of how I was gonna stop smoking. So sorry, my cat knocked over my phone. One night I actually bought extra because I was gonna just burn up my throat and make it so that it hurt to smoke, so that I wouldn't want to smoke the next day. And I literally smoked, I don't smoke cigarettes, I only smoke black and milds. So I probably smoked 8 in a night to try to burn my throat out, and it just didn't. My body was like, it was like, we've been waiting for this, bring it on. So I tried that. Usually if I smoke myself sick the night before I quit, it makes quitting a lot easier. It didn't. I couldn't quit the next day. I quit for majority of the day, and as soon as evening got around, I was craving. So I have not smoked today. I still have like 2 or 3 cigars left over. Sometimes having those around, because you can smoke if you want to, it doesn't feel such depriving. It feels like a choice and not pressure. There's all kinds of tricks. I use. Like, I'm just very strategic, and I think out everything, very methodical. So right now, I know I have 2 or 3 cigars in the house. My plan was to burn them last night, to burn my throat out. It didn't happen. I was tired. I didn't feel like smoking. It was almost my brain's way of preserving them, I think, because it didn't want me to quit. It's weird. You're in a struggle with yourself. You're literally battling yourself, and it's so hard. It reminds me so much of weight loss, but it's just a struggle. So what did I do? One trick that works for me sometimes is sucking on a straw. I have water here, so I'm going to use the straw. I would literally take a straw and go like that to simulate the motion of it, and also to give myself permission to sit down, do nothing, and inhale. So see, so I would do that. A lot of times that works. I'm still probably going to use that method to help myself. But another thing I did, I went to Walmart to look for sugar-free lollipops so I can just suck on them all day long, because the first 3 days are the hardest. It used to be the first day was the hardest, and then it got easier and easier because I've quit a zillion times. Then it got to where the first was easier, then the second was the hardest. I have no idea what to expect. I will tell you that it is true what they say, that while you're sober, your addiction is doing push-ups. Now, yes, it's just cigars. I get it. But my cigars were doing, my nicotine addiction was doing push-ups and waiting for an opportunity. And my birthday, it was the opportunity. Anyways, there were no sugar-free lollipops, so I had a choice. I could tell myself, oh, I need sugar-free lollipops because I don't really like sugar. But there weren't any, and I didn't want to travel around to every one because they probably don't have them at all, and you probably have to order them online. So I went ahead and got the ones with sugar. And I'm going to indulge in these like a mofo for about 3 days. And I got every one they had. Got these ones. These ones I haven't had in eons, since probably high school. Remember these? I got those. And I got these. Now, back to quarantine. Like I said, I'm not sure why I started smoking. I'm not sure. It could have been strictly seasonal. Like, I do usually feel an urge to smoke around this time, so it could have been that. It could be stress. We are in a quarantine. Here I was telling myself, you're doing pretty good during quarantine. Like, my husband is one of those people who is an essential worker, and he has lots of friends who are furloughed, who are getting paid way more from unemployment because they're furloughed. But my husband is not furloughed, and he must work, and there were a couple people from his job who had elderly family members who were basically doctor noted into being allowed to not work, who are getting unemployment, and they're talking and he's texting them and they're getting paid twice as much as they normally get because they're unemployed. And he's made a couple of complaints to me about it, like not like openly, but he said to me like, oh my God, like I wish I, like I get it, but I'm a very positive person. I try to stay positive, and I always try to tell him like, stop talking like that, don't think like that, we're so lucky that you can go to work. Like I'm all about looking at everything as a positive. So I'm like, don't think like that, like don't think negatively, don't think from a, you know, it's just such a limiting mindset to think like that. Like think about it from a positive perspective. Like, yeah, he's furloughed and he gets twice as much money because he's on unemployment, but there's a whole lot of people there who wish they had your job and would take it in a minute and wish they were essential, because they're probably going to get foreclosed on because they were a food industry person, and who knows, maybe they just don't get it. I don't know. All I'm saying is that I feel like we are lucky. We are doing good. I thought I had everything under control. I thought that I was not very stressed out. I thought I was managing really good. The thing is that I question whether or not this whole cigarette smoking urge and like relapse for this week was, I don't know if it was seasonal or if it was just stress that I wasn't processing. I will say there have been other times when I had picked up for a couple of days. I don't think it's been at all this year. I think it was like last year during the summer. But usually one thing with me is that my brain is so good at sheltering itself from stress. I don't even know I'm stressed. And the only way I know is because physically it'll manifest a desire to smoke. Why do I want to smoke? I'm not stressed. Why do I want to smoke? All of a sudden, why do I want to smoke so badly? Like, why am I trying to get that chemical fix? I'm not a drinker. I'm a cigar smoker. I know it's weird, but it's the truth. So I feel like I need to work on that. Like my body, my brain can't even register when I'm stressed. Like, wasp. That's a self-protective thing, I think, but it's also kind of scary. Like I need to be more in touch with my body cues, I guess. Anyways, last thing I want to say is this. If you've backslid at all, I get it. Like I've backslid. The cigar smoking thing, but also I've been eating too much sugar, which I don't eat too much, but I've been eating sugar, and I feel like that's a small backslide. And I just want to call myself out on it before now, while it's still here. And I've been abusing coffee a lot. Like I bought a giant bag of espresso beans from Starbucks for quarantine, and I bought caramel, and I've just been making macchiatos at home, which is probably better for me than Starbucks. I'm not sure, but I've been really dependent on stimulants, I think, like coffees and cigars. I mean, I don't use any other drugs, but I'm very into, like, I'm very health conscious now. I've always been, and I just see that as like a big no-no. Like I'm not comfortable with that. Like I don't want to rely upon coffee and cigars and food, and I mean that was what was modeled for me growing up, and I think that's why I do it. But I need to get better coping skills, and like I don't need cigars. Am I gonna post this video? I don't know, but that's where I am. So my brain is yelling at me like, get your shit together, you should be doing better, you shouldn't be slipping, why are you doing this to yourself, why, like you need to step it up. I have to shut up all that stuff. I cannot listen to that. Like that is the way I talk to myself internally. I'm very pushy to myself internally, and I have to shut up all that noise and just say, you know what, give yourself some grace. Rome wasn't built in a day. Chill out. All you have to do is think about the few things that you want to accomplish today and do them. And you don't have to do everything perfect. Today, I'm not cutting out macchiatos because I'm quitting smoking, and I'm eating sugar. because I'm quitting smoking. But if I get that quitting smoking thing off there, now that it's only been a week of smoking, I'll be okay. And then that will be out. And then I can think about other stimulants like caffeine and think about how I'm going to do that. That's how I approach things. Always. This is like real time while it's happening. I do not beat myself up. You know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, I need to kick it into gear. I need to get my shit straight. No, I don't. No, I don't. I do not need to be perfect tomorrow. I don't need to change my lifestyle. I don't need to do a 180 on my lifestyle. I need to slowly and intentionally level up, be kind to myself, and chill out. Because if I do the intensity thing where I gather up this intensity and I listen to that, do it now, you're wrong, fix it, you did wrong, punish it. No, I give myself grace. I know I'm not the only one that backslid. I'm not gaining weight. I'm not doing anything terribly awful here. I smoked some cigars. So I need to talk to myself like that, with grace, with a little bit of just flexibility and understanding and compassion. I need to be more compassionate to myself because I'm hard on myself and I'm hard on other people sometimes. So I need to be more gentle. I'm not usually I'm an empathetic person, but I'm not a very delicate person. I can be a little harsh and I can come across a little insensitive. So I need to show myself some compassion, some sensitivity, and I need to just go about this gently, because if I do it the other way, I'm just going to increase my stress, increase my cortisol. It's going to create needing the cigars more so that I feel shittier because I didn't stop the cigars. Do you know what I mean? Now is not the time to be smoking. Like, we are going through this adoption process. We're going through all these physicals and health evaluations. I could be pregnant right now. We're trying to get pregnant. So this is the shittiest time to smoke. And I know that. But my brain doesn't care. My brain wants what it wants, to keep itself in survival mode, to help itself cope. And I reach for cigars. So I need to put the cigars down. I haven't had one today. Today is Monday, May 4th. So my goal for today is not to do all the things. My goal today is to not smoke. Eat the lollipops. Enjoy them. And chill out. Take it easy. And that's how I approach myself. That's how I care for myself. I used to not be like that. If you watch my previous videos, I would start feeling all the feels and that intensity would build and I would burst into it and I would think it was motivation. It was panic. It was fear. I'm not doing that. I don't need to punish myself. I'm human. This is not the last time I'll probably pick up a cigar. Am I gonna try like hell not to? Yes. But I'm human. So I'm just perfecting this thing and jumping on it, and today's gonna be hard. Today is gonna be hard. I'm gonna have to work hard to not smoke. So that's where I am. Hashtag still can't put my lashes on evenly. So it's all good. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna love on these lollipops. And I'm gonna just chill. And that's what I'm gonna do. And we're gonna open the pool and I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff, be positive. And I'm gonna clean the house. I'm gonna cook dinner. We're having pulled pork, baked potatoes, corn on the cob. I know it's very carb dense, but it's okay. Tomorrow we'll do salads, and like the next day we'll do something more carb, maybe pasta, then we'll do salads. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, I just want to check in. This is real time. This is real life. Don't claim to be perfect. No, I'm not. So don't care, you know. But anywho, that's what's up. And I'll check in soon. I have some other news I want to share. So I'll let you know soon. Bye, guys.